What?
Yeah, like a church. The Church of the Good Hustler.
Looks more like a morgue to me. Those tables are the slabs they lay the stiffs on.
I'll be alive when I get out, Charlie. Any table?
Any table.
No bar?
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else. This is Ames, mister.
This is Ames, mister.
Hello, and welcome back to The Movie Buffer. I know it's been a while, but I've been busy. Tonight, we are discussing and analyzing The Hustler movie, The Pool Shark. The Hustler is a 1961 American CinemaScope drama, filmed directed by Robert Rossen from Walter Tevis' 1959 novel of the same name, adapted for the screen by Rossen and Sidney Carroll. It tells the story of small-time pool hustler Fast Eddie Felson and his desire to break into the major league of professional hustling and high-stakes wagering by high rollers that follow it. He throws his raw talent and ambition up against the best player in the country, seeking to beat the legendary pool player Minnesota Fats. Minnesota Fats is based on a real person. Rudolf Walter Wanderone, popularly known as Minnesota Fats or New York Fats, was an American professional billiards player. Although he never won a major pool tournament as Fats, he was at one time perhaps the most publicly recognized pool player in the United States, not only as a player, but also as an entertainer. Wanderone was inducted in 1984 into the Billiards Congress of America Hall of Fame for his decades-long public promotion of pool. The film was shot on location in, of course, New York City, and stars Paul Newman as Fast Eddie Felson, Jackie Gleason as Minnesota Fats, Piper Laurie as Sarah, and George C. Scott as Bert. It was followed by The Color of Money in 1986, with Newman reprising his role. In our next video, we will discuss and review and analyze The Color of Money, co-starring Tom Cruise. The Hustler was a major critical and popular success, gaining a reputation as a modern classic. Its exploration of winning, losing, and character garnered a number of major awards. It is also credited with helping to spark a resurgence in the popularity of pool. In 1997, the Library of Congress selected The Hustler for preservation in the United States National Film Registry as culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. The Academy Film Archive preserves The Hustler in 2003, so if you haven't seen it, I think you better, especially if you love the game of pool and billiards, which I absolutely do. Now, on to my review. This has got to be one of the most depressing movies I have ever seen, and maybe one of the most relatable, at least for me. Paul Newman's character, small-time pool hustler Fast Eddie Felson, travels cross-country with his partner Charlie to challenge the legendary Minnesota Fats. Eddie and Charlie, son and father figure? The movie doesn't go into how these two meet, yet sometimes people come into our lives and serve as more than just acquaintances and friends. They change our lives and act as surrogate parents or mentors. Charlie is that for Eddie. He is not only a mentor who teaches him the ropes of how to play pool, but he tries to help Eddie deal with life. Even though Charlie fails initially in that arena, Eddie carries Charlie in his spirit throughout his life. The lessons Charlie taught Eddie tries to teach Vincent in the sequel, The Color of Money. Charlie leaves Eddie after again and again Eddie does not heed Charlie's warnings and consequently ends up getting his thumbs broken by the wrong so-called pool hustlers. Sarah, played expertly by Piper Laurie, who met Eddie in a bus station as lonely kindred spirits, nurses Eddie back to health. A love bond forms between them. And man, if this isn't the most beautiful part of this entire movie, is their love. The hope is that they give each other what they need the most, support and compassion. Yet neither of them realizes that it's too late for either to be saved and healed by the other. With the help of the most sinister character, Bert Gordon, played by the iconic George C. Scott, who among so many other things goes on to play the detective in The Exorcist III, the young Scott breathed life into the ruthless stake horse in this film. If Charlie was Eddie's mentor, Bert was Eddie's evil mentor / nemesis, whom Eddie would ultimately become in The Color of Money. Nemesis because Bert took from him his last hope of love and life. Through a traumatic encounter, Bert snakes into Sarah's fragile mind, pushing her over the edge into final darkness. Eddie never forgave him, and I do mean never. Somehow, Eddie picks up the pieces of his life because he is one of those gifted people with a strong survivor soul, so he continues forward. Yet this changes him, or maybe it solidifies him in the notion that love, positivity, and/or a straight life is not for people like him. Eddie never forgets Sarah, I am sure of it. He keeps her locked in his spirit, and in the darkness when he is tragically disheartened, he sees her face and talks to her spirit that is right there with him, listening intently as she always did in life. No, Eddie never forgets the love he had for Sarah. She is what keeps him going so far until we meet him again 25 years later when he comes in contact with Vincent in the movie The Color of Money. So what did you think of The Hustler? Did you realize that it was the prequel to Tom Cruise's The Color of Money? Fast Eddie Felson is a character with depth, and without watching The Hustler, you will not fully appreciate Eddie's transformation, growth, and deep tragic sorrows. You will not fully appreciate the character of Vincent, played by Tom Cruise, or even Carmen, played beautifully by Mary Elizabeth Mastantonio, and how she had a hint of the spirit of Bert within her and the young Eddie. She was the opposite of Sarah. She was very damaged, yes, but not defeated. And who can forget her from the iconic movie Scarface as Tony's little sister, and how things went horribly and weirdly wrong in the end? She's an amazing actress. Now, please leave in the comments what you think of this movie, and stay tuned for the analysis of The Color of Money as we travel 25 years into the future to see what became of Fast Eddie Felson. The Hustler, and as we review The Color of Money, is an amazing story of a man. There is so much to be gained from the knowledge of Eddie and how he navigates his life. Who is he? Why did he become that way? Obviously, he had a very tragic childhood, but he still wanted love and support. Unfortunately, he met it a little bit too late, and especially too late for Sarah. But it is one of those anti-hero and anti-love stories. It's an excellent movie. It's one that you definitely have to watch one of my classics and one of my absolute favorite movies. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for listening. And as always, peace, two fingers.